Alright guys, today we're on the Crescent in D2. There are two versions of this. There is a GFN plastic scaled 5CR version and this aluminum scaled D2 version. They're both flippers. I don't know if the other one's on bearings. This one is. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this one. This is the one that I ran in the one factory edge test with the Sencut and the Spyderco S30V. So we can talk about how far this came from that 3 feet that it did on the factory edge, how it did on the first sharpening. I sharpened it the second time, took the edge off, sharpened it a third time, and went right to testing with it. So I did test on the third, the fourth, and the fifth edge, just to make sure it was accurate. This one did act a little different than some of the other D2 that I've tested. So we'll get into that. We'll get into how it sharpened. In one of the videos I did cover, we will also talk about how the primary grind is off and what I had to do to get this as close as possible to 30 inclusive for the edge retention testing. So part of the budget series, this is $29. You can find it at Lowe's or on Amazon. And we'll talk about all that right after we watch this cutting. All right, now that we saw that cutting, we'll go ahead and talk about how this did. So like I said in the beginning, you can see on this side, it's about the size of our bevel. And when you flip it over, it is not as big. Like I said, that's because the plunge grind, and this is a hollow grind, the plunge grind is off to one side, and this side is 15 degrees per side, and without going too crazy, this side, yes, it's quite a bit wider, is almost 15. Definitely have to double check, but it's like 15.2, 15.3 degrees. That's why I said even though it gets sharpened freehand, it is very close to 30 inclusive. So if you remember back on the factory edge, this cut 3 feet. That's it, just 3 feet. So I sharpened it once and went ahead and ran the test again, and just one sharpening, we jumped from 3 feet to 74 total feet in a 1-inch section. So I told you guys I'm going to keep talking about it. That's why sharpening is so important. The very first sharpening we got an increase of 71 feet in a 1-inch section. So, sharpened it the second time, scrubbed the edge off, sharpened it the third time, tested it. On the third test, I got 72 feet fine edge. Alright guys, I had to help Iggy us out real quick. So, third test, third edge, 72 feet fine edge, 46 feet working edge for a total of 118 feet. So probably just on the high side of average, low side of above average for D2. Sharpened it again, ran the test again. The fourth edge, 74 feet fine edge, 49 feet working edge for a total of 123 feet. Went ahead and repeated it again. Since I did sharpen this one freehand, no, I don't doubt my abilities. I just wanted to make sure that there was no question that this did what it actually did. And we got an airplane flying overhead. Always something, isn't it? So, on the fifth edge, 72 feet fine edge, 47 feet working edge for a total of 119 feet. So, not terrible. Now, this particular D2, I have no idea how hard it is, but it is very easy to sharpen. It's pretty easy to deburr. Almost completely deburrs on a diamond plate. And it's easy to strop to get the burr to go away. The burr's gone before I'm done with my normal testing strop. So that's the performance you get out of a $29 knife. I guess maybe the only bad thing about this is it is close to 5 ounces, I believe, if I'm remembering right, 4.8 maybe. The action on it's pretty smooth. It is on bearings. D10 on it's pretty good. Pocket clip's a little funny, but it does work well, and really can't feel it in my hand in use. So yes, this is only one example, but at least the average person, if they buy this in Lowe's, a contractor, you know, construction worker, just somebody around their house, at least once they get an edge on it, they'll have a halfway decent knife. So I am going to do the other testing on this to see how this D2 holds up. And also starting to notice on more and more budget knives, I have a Harns like this, and this Crescent is like this with the relief in the liners here, so when you open it, you're not slamming into the rather square edges on the liners. No, it's a tiny thing, does make a big difference. It's more comfortable. I feel like it's more comfortable anyway. But this is it. That's what you get from the Crescent. And I will include this one when I talk about the edge retention, and I may have that done in time to put out tomorrow, which would be Friday. So, any questions, comments, any of you guys have one of these, drop it down below. Be happy to talk about it. I am trying to start getting back into talking in the comments like I was Finally got a little bit of a break where I'll have some time to go ahead and start catching up on that tomorrow. But that's all I have for this one. As always, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.